Welcome back inside. Time for the SMX Insider post-race show. Fans still having a great time. We will send more riders to the podium. They'll have some champagne to celebrate as well. And there'll be amateur racing and plenty for these fans to do all weekend long. But let's talk to Jason Anderson.
Well, Jason Anderson, I know you've been putting in so much work, testing to try to get up here and stand here. Didn't get it for the overall, but that moto had to feel so good. Is this just a testament, all the testing and the work you guys have been putting in behind the scenes?
Yeah, you know, this outdoors hasn't gone too smoothly in the beginning, but we're charging. You know, it was a bummer I made a mistake and let AP get by, but he rode a hell of a ride, and stoked to do it here in RedBud. Fans are amazing, and yeah, let's go.
Congratulations. We'll see you next week.
You heard the mention next week, Spring Creek, Millville, Minnesota. Here's the Parts Unlimited upcoming schedule. Race day live on Peacock, and the SMX Video Pass will start at 10:30 Eastern. And the motos will begin at 1:30 with 450s racing first. And that is a NBC live moto as well. But of course, Peacock and SMX Video Pass, you can see everything there from Millville as well. That's a really fun track also.
Yeah, I mean, you're thinking about two of the arguably best tracks in the Pro Motocross Championship here at RedBud, and then of course next weekend the Martins facility there at Millville, Spring Creek track. Awesome facility, great racetrack, multiple lines, big jumps, up hills, down hills. The dirt is fantastic, and I'm excited to watch just how it's going to go down. And you can hear the riders. I'm sure they're looking forward to it just as much as we are.
And now we get ready for the champagne show with the Plessinger, Lawrence, and Sexton machines up there.
We better get out of the way here. Oh, wait.
That's just a camera, my guy.
I gotta tell you, RedBud,
we're safe. There's no one over on our side of the track. Every single person is down there.
What an incredible day it was today. And just, you think about that first 250 moto.
Oh,
and
wow.
the first 450 moto, and what happened with Hunter, and just the back and forth. It was a lot of fun.
We're going to soak it in for the podium here at Rob Bidas and the live announce crew.
From Hamilton, Ohio, Aaron Plessinger. And picking up the red plate and first overall. Come on up here, Chase Sexton. How about a big round of applause as we have a new red plate holder?
Wow, we're getting into the scene ourselves here.
Yeah, we are. It's fun. I mean, this is what RedBud's all about. It's what Pro Motocross is all about. And, you know, it's cool when you haven't been here in a while and you just go back and see just how electric and how alive these fans are. It's a lot of fun to be around.
Yeah, I mean, you've got some memories, I'm sure, being up on that podium.
Yeah, but
and what that experience
it
like.
was nothing like this.
No kidding.
No,
it's gotten that much bigger in your mind.
Oh, 100%. I mean, you listen to the riders today, and they all say, man, I don't ever think I've seen it this packed. I mean, they were sold out.
The
for
camping. Yep.
And, you know, general admission here never sells out. But,
we'll find room.
Yeah, just incredible. Just shows you how healthy the sport is and just how real these athletes are.
That's saying a lot right there, because I do feel like RedBud was pretty awesome back when you guys were racing as well. It just keeps on growing, and here comes some champagne. The fans are going to love this.
There you go.
Champagne shower, gang, come on!
Listen to the chant, right?
Oh, he's taunting them now. There it is from AP.
Evan the Deer. He's getting all the love today.
Wait a minute, you got a camera on Evan the Deer. I mean, he's right in all the action today.
Right.
Oh, awesome for Plessinger to dig deep and put it on the podium, to be greeted by that.
Yeah.
Show you how this turned out. 450 highlights. So here's RedBud 450 class. The big story coming in, Jet Lawrence is here, but not racing. A thumb injury during the week.
Said it once, saying it again. I think it's awesome that he is here, shows his commitment to the sport and his fans. Just having surgery like that. Good on you, brother.
Yeah, a lot of injured riders do not come into the races. Here is 450 Moto 1. Start goes to Hunter Lawrence.
Yeah, great start by Hunter Lawrence, and I thought that Aaron Plessinger was going to slip up the inside. Almost did, just couldn't make it happen. I think if he was just on the wrong side.
And then first lap, Dylan Ferrandis, Phil Nicoletti.
Feel bad for Phil, I mean both guys, but especially Phil, just over there minding his own P's and Q's, and then next thing you know, he just gets wiped out by Dylan Ferrandis, but Dylan Ferrandis had help on that. That's how that occurred.
Yeah, he got pushed down. Now Sexton going after Plessinger for second.
Yeah, makes a nice pass around Aaron Plessinger to the outside, getting into that number 2 position.
And then another battle here, Justin Cooper around Plessinger.
We've been talking about this pass. How impressive that was. Well, number one, Justin, how he was able to do that. Justin Cooper's so light, and that YZ 450, it has plenty of HP.
And then Hunter Lawrence down hard while leading.
Think of that impact. You look at it in real time right there. Yeah, bike starts to go a little bit sideways, and then the front end goes sideways as well. As soon as the front end gets a little sideways, his throttle hand comes off the handlebar, and at that point he loses all his strength to hold on to the machine.
And that puts Sexton into the lead. Big moment to get that first moto win.
Yeah, just incredible job by Chase Sexton to stick with it. I mean, I'm going to tell you, Hunter Lawrence was putting him in a tough spot to where he had to perform.
It would have been tough to make that pass. Even Sexton admitted that on the podium. We go to moto number 2 here. Jason Anderson grabs the motosport.com whole shot. Look at the Australian, Kyle Webster, 7.62.
Yeah, Anderson just squeezing out Cooper, but the Aussie making it happen. Love it. And he rode well the whole moto.
Anderson tries to get back by him, RC.
He does. He comes around the outside, keeping that speed up. Relatively easy pass, but he had the preferred line. Good thing about taking that outside and that right-hander, it sets you up to be on the inside, going to the left-hand corner.
So Anderson the leader, and then Sexton appears and makes a move on Webster.
Yeah, different pass for Sexton over Webster compared to Anderson.
And now Sexton versus Anderson for the lead.
Yeah, watch what Sexton does right here. He's going to go to the outside, keep the speed up. And what that does for him right here, it sets him up perfectly to be on the inside. Gets a little sideways coming in, no big deal. That happens in pro motocross, and that's the end of it.
Hunter Lawrence averaging about a second place start this year, which started this one around 7th. There's Jet cheering him on. He would only be able to get to 4th.
You have to wonder if his brother's wishing he could get out there and help him out. Look at that, though. Here's the man.
Well, I don't think we need to wonder. I'm sure Jet wishes he was out there, especially after watching this.
I like that number on that motorcycle.
Oh, yeah. It's pretty familiar. It's going 1-1 as well. We've seen that before.
Good job, bud.
We talking about Baggett or are we talking about RC? I don't know.
There you go.
All right, congratulations. Chase Sexton had not won a moto at RedBud ever, even though this is his home track. He gets 2 today. Cooling him off there at the end.
There you go.
And there's the podium. Hunter Lawrence will salvage it with the 2-4 and get 3rd overall. But here's the difference. When you look at the points paid out today, that is 10 championship points more that Sexton scored than Hunter.
You know what's crazy is AP gets 2nd overall. We really didn't talk about him much. Just a solid ride.
1-2 for KTM.
Yeah, great job for that whole race team.
So it is a great job for them, and you know who's got to be happy? Not just Chase Sexton, Aaron Plessinger. How about the team manager? Sent it down to Will Christian.
And happy he is, Jason. That's right, Ian Harrison with me. Now, Ian, congratulations on a fantastic day there with the guys. Oh, my goodness. Right, the ebbs and flows of racing couldn't be more apparent when we just look at the teams and the highs and lows that everybody's had to go through today. So from the team perspective, this is tough on the guys, but from the team perspective for you guys, how do you keep that together? How do you make sure that those bad days you go ahead and you fix and you work on, and those good days you get to celebrate, but you don't want to go too far because you guys got to get back to work tomorrow?
Yeah, exactly. I'm so impressed with both of them today. They rode amazing, Chase and Aaron, and he came in, you're not feeling so hot. But like you said, you know, the ups and downs, the lows are deep and the highs are high, like today. And it's been years ago since we went 1-2 in a 450 overall. So I'm really happy about that. But you just got to focus on each race as an individual race. Try to get the best out of your team, out of your riders. And I feel like we've just been slowly clawing our way up there. Some things did change that definitely helped us out, but that's how racing goes, you know. So I'm really proud of my team today. They did a great job.
I bet you are. Congratulations. As a testament to you guys, but also to how much work has gone in. And I know behind the scenes how much work has gone in. So congratulations on both fronts. They're waiting for you on the podium to go take a team photo. I'll let you go. Congrats.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Worked a few years with that guy. I was at Factory Suzuki, and we had a great working relationship. He is definitely one of the unsung heroes over there at that Red Bull KTM team, and happy for Ian and the gang behind the scenes for sure. Hard work, and it's tough, you know, when we're doing all they can, but at the end of the day, they're not the ones riding the motorcycle. But I can tell you, they work hard. They work hard for these athletes.
And a great story, Ian, the South African coming over as a mechanic for Greg Albertine, the multi-time world champion, came over to Team Suzuki, again, just as a mechanic, and had such a great relationship with Roger DeCoster, who was the team manager at that time. He rose through the ranks. Then they both moved over to Red Bull KTM. But Will really summed it up. I mean, we have had so many races, especially when we talk Monster Energy Supercross. Chase Sexton trying to adjust the bike. 1 week they think they have it. 1 week they're back to the drawing board. And through all that, here he is holding the red plate now. And the SMX standings, when we combine Supercross and Motocross together, Jet Lawrence idle right now. Sexton might end up being the top point getter when we take the whole season.
And that is going to be absolutely huge for Chase Sexton, because I would want to go into the SMX playoff rounds as the highest #1 seed for sure and have a little cushion. You don't want to be playing catch-up going into the playoff rounds. So it's going to be this is going to be a big boost for Chase Sexton and that Red Bull racing team for sure. And hey, like Ian said, they had a little they had some things change. Obviously with Jet getting there, but that's racing.
I did not realize it already happened. Sexton has already taken the measure of Jet Lawrence, and he is now the SMX World Championship leader. And to me, that just symbolizes the never giving up. I feel we had more races this year where it was frustration for Sexton and the team trying to get the bike exactly the way he wants it, and now look at this. He's on top.
Yeah, he's on top, and he's been the most consistent guy, and he's been at all the races, and that's what you got to do. Sometimes it's not always about being the fastest guy and being the most electrifying guy. And, you know, a lot of people have won championships by being the most consistent.
One thing about Sexton, man, he takes a hit, but he somehow seems to get back up every time.
He's strong as it can be. Evan the Deer.
Oh! Evan the Deer makes the podium, and the Cowboys riding him.
Rodeo riding. Look at you, AP.
You knew if you get Plessinger and RedBud podium together, something special was going to happen.
Oh, yeah. Good stuff. What a great racetrack and great event.
And a relatively local race for Plessinger out of Ohio as well, so he's got family here as well. As for the other perspective, a great day for KTM. How about Honda's take on it? Let's send it to JT.
At Honda with Lars Lindstrom, and fantastic day in the 250 class. Chance Hymas gets that first win. Talk about what that means to the team. I mean, this, if there was ever a definition of a breakthrough season, this has to be it for Chance Hymas this summer.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, last summer we only got those 4 races in before he had an injury at home, and then this summer Supercross wasn't fantastic either. But you know, we're building. And then for him to start off the way at the first race and then build and build and then win that moto at Colorado and then to where he is now is unbelievable. Today at one of the toughest, gnarliest tracks, you know, we were able to jump the leap, the only guy. All of those things, you know, are like milestones for him and for the team. So I think it was a really, really good day for us, 250-wise, and for Chance himself.
Okay, switching gears a little bit of a tougher question. Before that second 450 moto, I was talking about the tire choice. Most of the riders went with that scoop tire. It's so potent on the start, and on a softer racetrack, a lot of riders stuck with it. Hunter and Justin Cooper decided to go with a little bit more traditional tire. Maybe it affected them on the start, maybe it affected them on the racetrack. Can you talk about the thought process for choosing that tire and the risks associated with it?
Yeah, I think, I mean, we saw how well Justin Cooper did the first moto. The start wasn't fantastic, but it wasn't bad. And I think that we rolled the dice a little bit. You know, we thought that it would be better on the track, but our starts have been really good. So we thought that we could get away with it on the start and still be up there, and then have a little bit better traction and a little bit more lean angle traction and things like that you get with that kind of tire. But yeah, overall, with how deep the track still was, the start, even after that, you know, the laps after that, in those sections, the scoop tire just gets you a serious amount of drive, and we could have probably used that. So a little bit of a you know, bad call, I guess, but you know, we're here trying to win, so we're gonna do whatever it takes.
Yeah, learning moment sometimes, and you've been right so many times now. I think you get to be wrong here and again. So great job today. Congratulations. Another win in the 250 class for Chance Hymas.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
250 class for Pro Motocross at RedBud. You got Tom Vial getting out front in the first 250 moto.
I love this racing, man. It's been so fun. I know I just back here for this weekend, but watching it at home, I've really enjoyed this season for so many reasons, and this is one of them. I mean, Chance Hymas, watching this guy really come out and make a mark. Hate to see Vial go down like that, but it's been comforting. And watching some young kid start to prosper and live up to what we knew he was capable of doing.
But in the first moto, he wasn't able to maintain that lead. Here comes Masterpool.
Well, I mean, you talk about laying it all on the line. This was an absolute battle and an incredible ride by Ty Masterpool aboard that Pro Circuit Monster Energy Kawasaki team.
Then Hayden Deegan gets rolling. He goes by Hymas as well.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna expect this from Danger Boy. I mean, he's been the class of the field here for sure.
Now Vial challenging Hymas.
Going back up the inside, making the move.
That'll be third for Vial, even despite a fall. Now, Deegan's always good late in the moto, and he was again. He gets to the rear wheel of Masterpool. This is the final lap.
I mean, you're talking about exciting racing the last two laps. I thought Deegan was going to be able to get to the inside of Ty. He's just going to come up a hair short.
Masterpool holds on to win the first moto by 0.3 of a second. And we go to Moto 2. All the contenders from Moto 1, they all got bad starts. Hymas, fourth in Moto 1, gets another good start this time. All the podium riders are pretty far back. Levi Kitchen is right there.
How's Hymas wheeling over the start-finish line marker right there, just having a good old time, and he was in his own league 3/4 of this race, bouncing around. We were talking about his crafty lines that he was taking.
Deegan battling with Vial. Both started outside the top 10, and then Deegan almost crashed.
Incredible strength there, and I'm going to tell you right there, how he saved that takes so much strength to keep that bike on two wheels.
So Masterpool going after his teammate Kitchen, and working on the overall win. A 1-3 would have been enough to get it. This puts him into third place.
Yeah, I thought he was going to make it happen too, but with all that energy that he exerted that first moto, and then early on, at least half the race, the second moto, just was too much effort given.
Deegan stalls it in pursuit of Swole and Vial.
Yeah, a little mistake by Hayden Deegan. No harm, no foul. Not always can you ride at the top of your game, and he would finish, what, 6th or something like that, but no big deal.
Huge crash for a lap rider. I hope he's okay, and somehow Vial and Masterpool don't get caught up in it. But the problem for Masterpool, he said straight up, 10 minutes to go, I hit a wall, ran out of energy, and here comes Vial.
Yeah, he was gassed. Nice pass by Tom Vial, and really there was nothing that Ty could do there. He was hanging on to every little bit right there, just to hold position, or not, I should say, not lose too many positions.
And with that, the overall is in position for Hymas. Now, he was docked championship points in the first moto for jumping with a red cross. It doesn't affect the result, though. You see how close Shimoda was on the last lap. He makes a mistake. Hymas is going to go 4-1 in the two motos, and that's enough to beat Masterpool, who goes 1-5. First ever win for Masterpool. Oh, sorry, for Hymas. And edging Masterpool, Shimoda right with him. And That's the podium.
There you go. Just by 1 point, Hymas getting the overall. And this is something special. I'm glad that I got to witness a young rider coming up that has had some challenging times as a professional, but to come here at RedBud and get his first win and witness it live is special for sure.
Deegan off the podium for the first time this year. He ends up going 2-6 for 5th. Championship points, this is amazing. It did not change at all. Hymas gained some ground on Deegan, but took on a 5-point penalty for jumping with the red cross, no jump flag out in the first moto. So he ends up scoring the exact same amount of points as Deegan today. Vial still 1 point behind him in 3rd. Shimoda and Kitchen run out the top 5. A reminder, the SMX playoffs and World Championship are coming up September 7th, Concord, North Carolina, Fort Worth, Texas, and the Strip at Las Vegas, Nevada, part of Las Vegas Motor Speedway, September 21st. When we combine the points from Monster Energy Supercross and the Pro Motocross Championship, it is Deegan, Kitchen, and Vial. That's what we call the SMX points, and that would be the seeding for the playoffs. Kitchen and Vial darn close there. That's a good battle right there. We're going to look ahead to next week at Millville, Minnesota, another track that the riders absolutely love. Well, I think the big story is the 450 division, and Hunter Lawrence, who said, I've just got to bounce back, do better next weekend, lost some ground to Chase Sexton this weekend.
Yeah, he did, but I'm not crowning anyone right now. I'm not going to crown Chase. I do think he's in a great position for sure. You could just, I can feel like a momentum shift. You just how he's riding. He talked about how fun that was. That last moto is like, I've been in those positions, and that's a relatively easy position to be in, a comfortable feeling to be in. But I'm going to give Hunter a couple more weekends before I say that Chase is really in the driver's seat. I think he's earned that right. It sounds like he's not too banged up. Hopefully that's the case, and he's being truthful with us. And I think we're going to see a lot more of him. So I'm excited for the 450 class in Millville to see what happens. Again, giving him a couple more rounds to really make my claim of who I think is going to take this championship. And as far as the 250 goes, listen, it's Hayden. It's Hayden across the board. Not a great day for him, but it happens. He's been to all these tracks before, and I assume, and I think we're going to see a lot of what we've seen the whole series. And he's just one of those guys. I think that he comes firing back after a bad race. So a lot to look forward to though for Millville. I feel like watching the racing this year has always been like, I don't really know who's going to win or how it's going to go down. And we saw that today. I mean, look at Ty Masterpool, that first moto. It was an absolutely incredible race down to the wire. So why won't that happen again? I think we're going to see the same thing at Millville. Yeah,
the racing this year has been incredible. Regardless of how it affects the points in the championship, we've had battles down to the last lap so many times this year. And then to do it at RedBud in front of this great crowd just made it that much better. We'll send it down to our reporters one more time. First, Will Christian, what are you thinking after a great day at RedBud?
I'm just reflecting, guys, not only on the podium and how incredible that was. It was deafening down there. Honestly, the deepest, podium there of crowd that I've ever seen at RedBud. And I was talking to some people who've been here a lot longer than me, and they said they've never seen anything like it. So I'm not sure they'll get my hearing back, but there's that. When we talk about the racing, Ricky, you're looking forward to next weekend, and you're saying you can't crown anyone yet, and it stands out to me. Ian Harrison was just telling us that they don't know how this is going to go. Just to cope with the ups and downs, the highs and lows of this sport is just incredible. And I think this weekend really illustrated that very well for us across both classes there. Obviously, we saw what happened with Jet during the week. Then we see Hunter lose his red plate. We see Chase just have an incredible weekend, just what he needed there to sweep the podium at his home race. And then we see Hayden on top of the world last weekend. And this weekend, not so much. Will he recover from it? Yes, but it's just the ups and downs are just incredible. It's really honestly sort of not like any other sport that we ever experience, because it's just on the day, these guys, they're under so much pressure, what they have to put their bodies through. Somebody like Ty Masterpool, he put everything into that. And the highs, were a moto win, and the lows were just not quite having enough. So heartbreak, celebration, we get it all, but incredible that it all comes in one package and we get it delivered all on one day. Called RedBud today.
That's right. And that's what makes it so cool, the unpredictability of the game. The fact that the Red Bull KTM team comes out of here with a 1-2 finish after Honda seemed to have everyone on the ropes, especially in the 450 division for a while. JT, what are you thinking?
Well, I think this 450 class, everyone not named Chase Sexton is in a very precarious position here. When you think about the way this class has been, Jet Lawrence has been in the driver's seat for over a year now. It was almost a foregone conclusion that Jet Lawrence was the best guy. He was going to win all the races. And in the interim of that, Chase Sexton has kind of gone into hiding. He hasn't been able to be his normal self. He's lost all of that confidence. You think about 2023 Salt Lake City, him leaving that night, he was exuding confidence everywhere you can look, and he has not been that same rider. Today was a big step. No, Jet Lawrence wasn't here, but if these riders, namely Hunter Lawrence, let Chase Sexton get back to who he was, listen, he peeked his head out today. He got a little glimpse of that confidence, the way he used to ride, the way he used to just take control of races. At the end of that second moto, he was over 20 seconds ahead of the field. If they let him get back to that same guy that we saw over a year ago, these guys are in for a world of trouble. Now, it's going to be very interesting when Jet Lawrence comes back in September. Maybe they go head-to-head. Maybe Jet Lawrence gets right back to his winning ways. But it's so interesting to me to see the resurgence of Chase Sexton. Not so much physically, the mental side. The guy that lines up every time and doesn't think he's the best guy. He knows he's the best guy. We haven't seen him for a very long time. I think we got a glimpse of him today. And if Hunter Lawrence doesn't do something to derail that train next weekend in Millville, I think we may see him all the way into September.
Interesting point, JT, how important momentum is. I'll get to you back on that in a moment, RC. I just want to give you the Parts Unlimited upcoming schedule. We'll be at Millville, Minnesota next Saturday, July 13th. Race day live, 10:30 a.m. on Peacock and the SMX Video Pass. Millville racing starts at 1:30. That includes a live 450 moto. That's the first moto of the day. 450s race first at Millville. JT's right. They gotta fire back.
Yeah,
that's what it comes down to.
Well, absolutely. But that's why I'm saying I'm not giving up on Hunter yet. I'm giving him 2 more rounds.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I mean, obviously, what JT said for sure.
Yep. And that's what makes it so interesting. Week to week, we have had so many changes throughout the SuperMotocross campaign, from indoors and out. Hey, I think we'll get Cooper Webb and Eli Tomac back in this championship eventually, too. That'll be wild. Congrats out to Chance Hymas getting his first professional win, and Chase Sexton stamping it with a 1-1 at his home race at RedBud. For Will, Jason, and Ricky, I'm Jason Wygant. See you next week.